Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Screwball Toy Hunts back here with another Marvel Legends review, and today we are finally reviewing Agatha Harkness from WandaVision. I'm very excited for this one. Of course, this is long overdue, but before we get into that, thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. Can we get 100 likes minimum on this video, as that is the best way you can help me grow this channel is by hitting that like button. And speaking of growing the channel, we are doing a giveaway. We are giving away a Marvel Legend of your choice. All you got to do is be publicly subscribed, like this video, turn on the post notifications for all the content you see on the channel, and last but certainly not least, leave a comment in the comment section on what your favorite memory with Marvel Legends is, and I'll pick the winner once we hit 3,000 subscribers. So there is that. So let's get into the review. Of course, if you guys have watched my previous two reviews of Kingpin and Armored Gamora, I am honestly not too impressed with this wave. Hopefully Agatha can change my mind, of course. So we still have a lot of figures left to review. I have to make another order. I didn't get them all. I only got these 3 so far out of the 7. But I don't know. This wave has a lot of flaws to it so far. And hopefully, I'm not, getting my hopes too high with this one, because we'll discuss with this figure in a little bit. We'll look at the packaging first. The packaging is pretty cool, I will say. This figure is long overdue. I mean, WandaVision came out 2.5 years ago. This January will be 3 years since it came out, and we didn't have an Agatha figure. Hopefully, this is the costume she's going to wear in her own show. Of course, her show comes out next fall, like about a year from now. So hopefully she stays in this costume. I don't think she's gonna. But needless to say, we are going to get an Agatha figure. So that's pretty cool nonetheless. So, and this is the last packaging with the plasticless packaging. So let's celebrate. On the top, you have a nice Scarlet Witch logo right there. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's a pretty cool artwork right there. And you got Agatha on the front and the back. Agatha on the side. You got Agatha again with the Build-A-Figure pieces that she comes with. And the cross-sell to collect all the others to build Hydra Stompers. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I will say that this figure does feel the heaviest. Like when you lift up these boxes, you could definitely tell that she is by far the heaviest figure in this wave. So let's get her out of here. So here is what she looks like in the cardboard prison, is what I like to call it. So we have some paper no one wants to read. We have 2 parchment papers here. Let's see what we got. We have a jetpack, and we got 2 heads. So we get no accessories with Agatha. All we get is a jetpack. We have a Captain America / Chris Evans what if head. Of course, he was in the first season. And of course, we have a Mark I iron armor sort of thing here going on. So we have 2 of the pieces, technically 3. I guess that jetpack counts as a piece, but as you can see, it is removable. You could definitely remove it. Like when you get the whole figure in itself, you could definitely look like remove it. So there's that. And let's get Agatha out of the prison. Oh yeah, she's heavy. Oh, you could, yeah, she has some beef to her. I will say that. All right. Here we go. Agatha. Okay. So here is Agatha Harkness from WandaVision. Very, very interesting. I will say this. And she has the heels. Oh, boy. That can only mean one thing, boys. Oh, boy. Let's see. Does she stand on her own? She's having a little bit of trouble, but she does. Only reason she stands on her own is because this outline of her dress supports her feet. So that way, if the heels aren't lined up, which if the heels were sticking out a little bit like farther down, this figure would have a hard time standing. But luckily, the outside lining of her dress stops that from happening. So I appreciate that. So that's an A+ in my book. So let's look at the head scan here for a minute. Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. See, this angle looks awful. this angle looks good. So I'm going to probably display her like that. That angle, boy. You know, these figures, when it comes to head scans, are hit or miss. I'm not going to say it's bad. But there is a lot of other features on this figure that are very, what's the word, overwhelming, to say the least. Is that what I want to say here? Does this come off, I wonder? Does this come off? I think it does. Or maybe it doesn't. Never mind. I take that back. I was about to say, I thought that this purple piece, because this purple piece right here is tucked underneath her hair. I thought for some reason I may have just broken my figure. No, I didn't. It looks like it can come out, but I don't think it can. I don't know if it can or not. I'm not going to chance it. I'm not chancing it. I don't know if it can or not, because I thought I may have just broken the figure, but I don't know. We might try to take it off again. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So let's see. Agatha. Again, comes with no accessories. The only thing she came with is the Build-A-Figure pieces, and that is it. Again, lacking in the accessory department. I don't understand what it is with Hasbro as of late. You know, with Kingpin, you got a cane and extra hands. Gamora, you got a staff. And this, you got nothing. I don't understand what's so hard about getting accessories. Like, what's the deal with not giving us extra hands? Like, how hard is it? Now, I know this figure is pretty beefy. I get it. You know, it costs more money than others to produce, probably. But what's the deal with not giving us, you know, extra hands? You know, what's the deal with that? You know, it's something that's just so like slight and small would go a long way. But let's get into it. We'll start with the head first, like I said. Head sculpt, which depends on which way you look. Like, if you look this way, it doesn't look like her. But if you look this way, it looks like her. So if you put her on a shelf, you're probably gonna have to display her like this. So I will say this though. I am not a fan of the all plastic. Because look what happens when you try to bend an arm frontwards. You get this droopy kind of looking. It's supposed to affect like a sleeve, like falling off, but I don't know. I just do not know. You know, these figures as of late have been very, very hit or miss. See, she has a charm, which is supposed to be a skull, but clearly that does not look like a skull. In the show, it's supposed to be like witches or something. I don't know what that's trying to represent. I don't know. The camera and my eyesight, it's nothing. It's just like it's literally a paint splatter on a necklace. So she has like a priest kind of blue collar, like a light blue collar. She's wearing a dark blue dress with a purple translucent. I don't know if you can tell, but it's purple. You can kind of see it right there with my finger on it right here. This purple plastic is translucent all throughout, so you could see my finger on the other side of this plastic, which I think is pretty cool. I think that is a unique touch. So let's go over posability. Posability for this one's going to be rough. So she has no head movement. Look at this. Head movement is non-existent. Why? Because of her curly hair and this plastic, like this plastic, I guess, cloak. I don't even know what this is even supposed to represent. A cloak. It does not move. So this head, like the head, does not move. Now we got the arms. This arm is giving me trouble. So basically, like, look how stupid this looks. Look how actually stupid this looks. Like, oh, man. Like, what are we, like, Blue Beetle or something here? Like, what is going on? Oh, man. Oh, this is rough. This is rough. Excuse me, I'm still having a little bit of a cold here. This is rough. And that's all her movement. That is literally all her movement. Now, does she have a... Okay, she has a waist, I guess, turn. Okay, see, she has that. But other than that, this figure is you cannot pose it. Now, she has feet and everything like that, but they can't move because this plastic cloak, and you cannot take the cloak off. You can just see what's underneath here, like that. But this figure, from the waist down, essentially, unless you want to adjust the feet like I'm trying to right now, she has this, like, weird piece of just hanging blue cloth. Well, I don't know what that's about. That's kind of weird as well. But essentially, you know, this figure is like, the posability of this figure is very, very weak. Very, very, very weak. And then you have these plastic, like, cups. It looks really weird. I mean, I didn't have any high hopes for this figure. I did not at all, for this reason, because I knew that this plastic was going to hinder this figure a lot. At least she stands. I will say that. At least she stands. She has those high heels, and those high heels, like, tend not to stand. But like I said, the plastic gown will stop her from falling over. She is very sturdy, I will say that. Overall, do you need this figure? I mean, depends if you like the show. Did you like WandaVision? Comment in the comment section below. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a must-have, because ultimately I don't think it is, because of the limited posability. This figure, like I said, outside of the waist up, you cannot pose it. You cannot pose it. There's nothing to pose. So essentially, she's a cereal toy. That's essentially what she is. She'll sit on your shelf like this, and that's how she'll look. That's how she'll look. There is nothing else that I could do with this figure. She has no accessories. She has a Build-A-Figure piece, and that is it. Overall, this figure is, or I should say this wave in general, is very, very underwhelming. This wave, at least these three figures, unless I guess compare to height. So she is clearly the smallest out of the bunch, because Gamora and Kingpin are identical in height. So, and look, she won't even look at this. She won't even stand now. If you guys watched my review yesterday, like, that figure just refuses to stand. At least this one stands really well. So, guys, I'll give this figure, I'm going to have to say, a 5.2. Outside of just how good the show was, this figure is not that good. Like, this is completely useless. This should have been cloth. Honestly, the best way they should have went about this is, I get that you like to have, like, effect pieces and, like, how detailed it is. But you could do that with cloth. You could absolutely do that with cloth. At least, or something, make the sleeves cloth. Like, oh, this is just, it's weird. It's weird. It's very, very weird. Because it literally defies gravity. Like that should be hanging down right this way. It completely defies gravity. This figure is definitely, in my eyes, a miss, a huge miss. The head scan's a little wonky and everything as well. So, guys, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.